Scammer. When Vin Diesel slid into my DMs, he used his real name to avoid pretense. Besieged by fans, his normal state, he kept a personal account, or so he claimed. I played it cool, brushed him off, aware that this was unlikely stuff, more chance of it being the early start and the beginnings of a scam for lonely hearts. He complimented my poetry. Now, I've always got time for that sort of thing, but he expected me to recognise him. No use, I don't watch action films. Non-committal, I said very little, as he desperately tried to prove an identity that meant nothing to me. So he sent a selfie, which was supposed to act as incontrovertible proof that he was the star of those Fast and Furious movies, none of which I've ever seen. Even the photo meant nothing to me. I told him the situation had amused me. It was likely to stimulate some poetry. And by the time I'd finished our little chat, I'd completed one and sent it on, just like that. Hedging my bets, I struck a careful tone, in which I was at once worldly knowing, but amused by the difficulty he had in proving his identity. I didn't accuse him of outright lying. But let that sit as the end of the chat, on my side anyway. He was a bit wowed and sent a flurry of complimentary lines as his final response, but I love a quick write. Amusedly, I recounted the tale, reverse imaged search, to no avail. Wondered if it might actually be true, and I'd just missed a massive opportunity. What if Vin Diesel is really a fan of fat middle-aged poets from England? And is it just stereotyping to assume that action hero actors don't have intellectual interests too? Maybe he was happily looking through the social media of fast car crews and Lateral G led him to me, so I piqued his interest too. He took the time to like multiple posts, which is more than I get from most of my followers. He's popped up since, the analytics show, although he's stayed silent. Was my brush off a blow to his ego? Then I came up with a clever plan, a revelation to find out exactly what type of man this was. I delve a little in his contacts list, see what details I might have missed, and sure enough, with no surprise, unfolding before my very eyes, the strangest selection revealed itself, of females, all West Midlanders. None of them lived in LA. Nobody seemed connected with films or cars in any way, and the fact that none of them were even male supports my hypothesis. What a shame. He's since deleted his account.